Clandestine Live, episode 41.
41.
I feel like rocking. We're live, sending out a live signal, streaming to a satellite, to a cell tower, to the phone in your hand, or the smart TV on your wall.
Does he touch the power yet?
Yeah.
What year is it? Episode 41, so it's
episode 41.
2199 in clandestine years?
That's right.
Way ahead of the times.
That means Dave turned, 41. I think, 41. Yeah.
Turned 41.
41 again, Dave?
Happy birthday.
Again.
Another one.
Once again, 4100. Episode 41, Clandestine Live. Really honored to be here tonight. I'm really proud to be a part of this number. How's everyone feeling? Feeling good. Feeling good.
How you feeling, Serene?
Feeling good, feeling all right.
Feeling all right.
Feeling good, feeling all right tonight. Well, we are a live, online variety show. We're sharing music, entertainment, different messages. We are presented by Operation Peace Project, utilizing music, arts, and entertainment as a means to bolster the awareness and prevention of suicide. And guess what, everyone? Clandestine episode 41. I'm here to remind you September is Suicide Awareness Month. Were you aware of that?
I'm aware of it now.
We're making you aware of that.
Bringing it to you.
We're bringing it
Thank
to
you
you
for spreading
live.
the awareness.
With smiles on our faces and good intentions. Good vibes, right, guys?
That's right. Well, speaking of good vibes, good intentions, grab your phones, hit follow, and like.
And like and share.
And
'Cause
share.
We're going
Share,
to
share.
talk about stuff. We're going to play a couple songs here. I know everybody likes music. Music is a good healer. Am I right?
That's right. It's the number one healer for me. It's been a substitute for many things. It's led me into positive emotions, positive places. It had me meet Dave. I met Des through music and Crow as well. So we're all here. Clandestine Live, inspired by the band Clandestine. Started many years ago. Been many players. We've worked and had the honor of traveling around the world. And look, Des is right now sharing Clandestine Live.
He's amazed that he can watch us on
Look
his
at this.
phone. Look at him. He's like,
on his
what,
phone.
dude? It's me. I'm on the phone.
Look at this.
Here at the Bliss Studios,
Follow your
Follow
Bliss
your
Media.
bliss.
where we've been
Studio.
enjoying the AC all summer, and it's been blissful.
That's right. It has been blissful.
It did rain today, though.
It's been so nice today.
Yeah, that was
Tonight was
here in
today
Phoenix,
was great.
Arizona.
Today
We
was
got
nice.
rain.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
fresh
right, we
rain
got
this
some
morning,
rain.
man. Desert. I got up today
Desert?
like about 4 or something. Walked outside, and it was really fresh and like kind of moist. So it told me the season's changing. Right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Finally.
totally good observation.
Yeah, it's almost autumn.
And it's almost like
For
a
us.
cleansing, a clearing. You
Yeah.
can use
Yeah,
the
totally.
rain as like an intentional release for emotional stuff.
Yeah, that's really good
All right.
observation, especially since one of our guests tonight, Robert Candelaria, has been on the regular on the show, and a guest this morning. He
Well done.
actually said that as we looked at the mountains superstitions. He was like, "Look, it's like it's washing, it's cleansing the mountains," and it did feel that way too. The air and everything, In Clandestine episode 41, Clandestine Live episode 41. We've come a long way. We've started just before the winter solstice last year. We were out there. We were distributing toys to kids. We distributed 5 diesel trucks full of toys, helped out most of the toy drives throughout Arizona and the Southwest into California, all the way up into Oregon. Dave, you sent toys, man.
Yeah.
And we still have some of them. The Venom movie is coming out.
Got a bunch of
Gonna-
Avengers,
or is
a
out,
bunch of Venom.
right?
Gonna do it again.
It's coming out really soon. Venom movie. We have an exclusive set of Venom toys that we're going to be
Yeah,
giving out
super
through
exclusive.
Operation Peace.
We got them
Project.
from
Disney.
Disney, the big guys, the big
Big
boys.
guys. Well, episode 41, we've brought a lot of people together. And we're goofing around, we're playing music, we're at concerts, different things. And even I have to remind myself sometimes that this was started because of a cause. This was started because each person that you've seen on camera has a light in their heart that keeps shining. It's a light that we agreed and related on with, right? I mean, can you relate with that, Serene? That there's a light in each one of our hearts
definitely.
that we
It's-
shared, if you will?
Yeah, it's really like we are all on similar missions,
But
and
it
all of our
start-
missions combined together make like a super mission where we're.
But it starts with a spark,
We are a
right?
super
Yes.
group.
Well, that's the
So
fire, right?
Yes, exactly. And,
And
the
that's-
more we interact and stuff, the more that momentum builds and it keeps going.
Yeah, I believe that. It's been great. The people I've met and the friends and longtime acquaintances that have come forward because of the show, it's been amazing. A lot of inbox messages and texts and so forth. So it's been inspiring to know that we're being watched and listened to.
We're being watched all
You're
the
being
time.
watched, Crow.
Hey guys.
You're being listened to.
In a good way, in a good
Yeah,
way.
you guys are the government now. I mean, wait, what?
Well, ask Siri if she watches you. I don't know. See what she says.
Alexa, are you part
Alexa,
of the
are
CIA?
you recording everything?
She goes,
Good
shut
question.
the fuck up,
Can somebody
Crow."
do that? tell us what it says.
Right?
Are you watching me?
Have you seen those videos?
No.
Well,
People asking Alexa.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a
that's
real
kind of
thing?
what I'm
She
referring
like
to.
beats
Oh
around
my
the bush.
gosh.
Cause
But
like, come on, give me a straight answer. You working with
Right.
somebody? You recording me? She's like, what? What do you want to know?
Yeah,
What's
right.
going on?
Well,
She's
that's
a
kind of the
smart ass.
epitome of our
She's a
culture with
smart
some
ass.
subjects, right? I mean, we're doing a show right here, September, is Suicide Awareness Month, and suicide is it's a subject that's not only morally but also socially hard to talk about. It's not always addressed. It's only recently that we're addressing it so readily in the media, and so Clandestine episode 41. We want to move forward. We got some special guests, some music for you, and man, it's an honor
it's
to
a
be
packed episode, guys.
here. It is.
So why don't you hit that share button for me?
It's going to be impactful.
It's impactful.
It's packed. Full.
Full of packs. I want to play a song now.
Well, let's do a song, man. Stop talking so much,
Fat.
Crow.
Oh, okay.
You're just chatting unless
I need
you got
I
some
need
more
some
messages
I need
for
some
us.
that magical healing.
Magical healing
So why don't you
sound.
why don't you tell me what
Sound
song we're
healing.
gonna
Wait,
do?
I got to congratulate Dez, and then this gives us a chance to mention health
Shake
and
his hand.
wellness. Dez, hey, congratulations. I know you've been working on your Reiki
Yeah. Woo.
certification, right? Did you get that certification, or you're
One
currently
and
working
two.
on it?
Yeah, you did in 1 and 2.
One and
Okay,
two.
I got
No, you just
one
wanted
and
to-
two.
You got your
Oh.
Reiki 1 and 2 certifications.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
I'm working on being able to call myself a Reiki master.
All right.
We had a funny discussion about when people call themselves master.
Master.
Anybody's calling themselves a master.
So do you know what I'm thinking right
Everybody's a
now?
I
master.
don't think
Oh,
We know
okay.
what you're thinking right now.
so. Yeah.
Mine out of the
That's why
gutter.
we're going to lead it into
know what
this
I'm
next
thinking.
song. The title
I'll
of the
just
next
hit the
song is
right
Shame, Crow.
No shame.
I'm not. Well, I feel shame sometimes.
Just kidding.
Only when
Shame
I
is the lowest vibration you can hold.
take. Is it?
It
Right?
is.
There's no lower than shame.
Shame.
I don't believe
Shame.
so.
Like when I
That's
give
pretty
shame or when
hardcore.
I receive.
Yeah,
it.
shame is like you don't accept who you are.
Well, that's exactly
Damn.
the lyrics of this song. First time hearing them, you would assume that it's a love song, man to a woman, woman to a man. But if you really listen to them, and you know me as Kano, and knowing that Serene just talked about shame being a really negative energy, would you call it that? Lowest form?
Yeah, it's just like, you have your highest self where you're at your optimum potential.
My optimum potential.
Yes, like everything that you know you can be.
Right.
And then you have like your lowest self, which shame is that vibration.
Yeah, and so that vibration, when I wrote these lyrics, I was thinking about who I was at the time. Not sure at the time. I had just joined the group Clandestine, Native American rock band. I had long hair. Why? Because I was a rock star or because I was native? Both, right? Yo, yo, hey. Yo, yo, hey. Yo, hey, yo, hey. Yo, yo, hey. Yo, yo, hey. Yo, yo, hey. Yo, hey. I can't believe all those things you do to my heart. So hard to believe, but you say that cozy in your disguise. All the shame and all the hurt from all those things you've seen and done in your life. What have you seen? What have you done in this life? Emotions are true. I understand your fight and your cause. Yeah, well, these feelings for you, they come with ease. And living without them, oh, it'd be lost. Got nothing to fear, no reason to hide those thoughts and feelings you hold inside. And all those times when you feel unsure, just know we've been here from the start. Oh, I can see by the look in your eyes, you're sitting cozy in your disguise. All the shame and all the hurt from all those things you've seen and done in your life. What have you seen? What have you done? Oh, I can see by the look in your eyes, you're sitting cozy in your disguise. All the shame and all the hurt from all those things you've seen and done in your life. What have you seen? What have we done in this life?
Your kids are gonna love it.
Thanks for joining us, Clandestine. Episode 41. We'll be right
No
back
shame, no
with
shame.
Robert Candelaria.
All right.
1958, 40 years ago, I wandered into the White Mountain area in Arizona, the home of the White Mountain Apache tribe. In time, I was assigned to an area close to Fort Apache. A new school building was being built there called 7 Mile School.
Trying without dying. Trying
different to the one I was accustomed to.
I still recall, I remember when I lived in 7 Mile. I remember the long cold hallways, the small, small, small white tiles. I remember it all.
Falling in love with a beautiful children.
What is it that you're thinking? What are you trying to be? And what are you trying to see? And what have you seen?
Oh yeah, anything here?
This is the path to true happiness and wisdom.
Like some of you out there are hurting and you feel alone, and I know you do. And somebody loves you. Like there's somebody out there that loves you, man. Somebody cares. Believe me, somebody cares. You're not alone. You're not alone.
Clandestine Live, episode 41. I'm here with special guest Robert Candelaria. He's CEO of Winslow Guidance Associates, but today he's here on behalf of and helping me out discussing suicide awareness and prevention. Got a few questions for you. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here tonight, and it's always great to support this cause. You know, it's an important cause. You can't ever forget that. We can't ever forget that.
Well, you know, regular viewers of Clandestine Live, you've seen Robert, you've seen Bob on our intros and outros of the show. He's been a continued guest and one of our biggest supporters, not only for the show, but for Operation Peace Project. And as I said again, I can't say it enough times, Operation Peace Project is a 501c3 that utilizes music, arts, and entertainment as a means to bolster the awareness and prevention of suicide. You know, nowadays, especially now in September, Suicide Awareness Month, doing this work and so forth, it's my duty to raise awareness, to say it again. And one thing with suicide and discussing suicide, it's always been a very uncomfortable subject, obviously. It's not something that is easily discussed or openly discussed. Races, cultures, creeds, communities have different opinions about what suicide is and what it means. Throughout the ages, there's been different definitions of suicide. So with that, I just have a few questions. I don't want to take too much time because Robert Candelaria is here tonight as a parent, that has experienced losing a child through suicide. And I want to ask some pretty open questions and get some answers from Bob and discuss this subject openly. So with that, Clandestine Live episode 41, we're discussing suicide awareness and prevention. If you didn't know, Robert and I are brothers, and so we've experienced this together. And at this time, just take a moment, I guess, to tell us a little bit, Bob, I guess, how you came about, if a couple seconds to just say, how is it that you came about to being here tonight, if you will, hanging out with Clandestine? We're a band,
definitely.
You know?
Yeah. I remember really discussing the beginning of Operation Peace Project and what we, having the idea of a suicide attempt as a teenager myself at 18. When everybody thought my life was perfect, and here's this suicide attempt out of the blue to everybody else. It was a big surprise to them, but it wasn't a big surprise to me. I was having some problems and I wasn't talking to anybody, and all of a sudden that attempt happened, and that's when I just started to seek some help. And a few years later, I was able to eventually turn my life around. But that's what I got here tonight, was that first thought. We got to do something about the suicide rate right now of young people. And in Winslow, in my hometown at that time, I remember that year, we had 7 kids, I think, in Winslow, one after another commit suicide. And I had remembered my own attempt, and that's when I thought, we got to do something about this. I got to share my story. And little did I know that when we started this out, and we started going down this path, that 5 years later I'd be a parent who would lose a child to suicide. Never would have occurred to me that would happen to my own family, especially after we started this, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as you can tell, and I said I wanted to make that clear, I'm asking these questions of Robert. You know, this is not a staged interview. We are coming from our heart here, so I wanted to make it clear that it's relevant, that he should be speaking on these things. So the first question and I wrote it because it's emotional for me too, so I want to stay on track. I wanted to ask you in a real brief, if you will, because both of us are long-winded, we're full of information, if you will, and a lot of other things too, but we won't discuss that right now. But keeping it serious, Bob.
Yeah.
There's moral and there's social connotations to everything. And first of all, I'd like to ask you, what moral connotations connected to suicide would you like to see changed?
I think first off, just talking about it and admitting that this is what happened. Being scared to say that that's what happened. And looking at it as anything other than an illness. You know, we look at all these other things as illnesses because you can see it. You know, there's a symptom that you can see, but mental illness is so hard to see. You can't see it. It's not something that's visual all the time, and you don't know somebody's in pain.
Well, you definitely, earlier you said you had made an attempt at a time when you were a football star, you were a wrestling star, so again, it was someone that no one expected to attempt.
No.
So the moral connotations, morally, you know, like I said, different cultures, different religions view this in different ways.
Yeah.
But a parent of a child that's you're a parent who's a victim of suicide, if you will. You're saying that to talk about it would change the moral connotations.
I think to open it up and as a parent to be able to talk about it too, because I'm not ashamed. I don't want anybody to forget my son and his name. I don't ever want him to not be talked about. It's okay to talk about it. I think that the more we talk about it, the more information we can get out there. I think that people will become more open to speaking to what's going on in their lives, and maybe if they need help, they'll reach out. You know, but I think that's a start. I definitely think that's a start. You know, I think that trying to figure out what the reasons are. I think that just talking to people.
Right.
I think we're just scared to talk to these younger people about what's going on with their problems, and I don't think we need to talk to them about their problems all the time. I think we just need to spend time with them and say, how are you doing? You know, how's life treating you? What direction are you going into? Can I support you? Can I help you in any way? And just spending time with them. I think that a lot of people out there just need that time.
Well, since we're opening this dialogue and we're saying that some of the change could come through dialogue and talking about it, the second question I'd like to ask Bob is can you tell us what not to say to a parent who has experienced their child's suicide?
You know, one of the I can remember the one thing that sticks out in my mind. I think it was one of and the person that said it to me, God bless them. I mean, they weren't trying to hurt me. They weren't trying to cause me any pain whatsoever. They were trying to give me comfort. And they said, he's in a better place, you know? And as far as I'm concerned at that moment, that's my kid. And there is no better place than for him to be home with his family and with my arms around him. And it was a really painful statement when I heard that. And yet I knew that it was that this person was trying to comfort me. So it was really tough to hear that. You know, some other things too that I don't know where people, I've read the Bible quite a bit. I have yet to see anywhere where it says anything about suicide being a sin, but it gets thrown out there. So I'll throw that out there because I hear it. So I don't want a parent to ever hear that about their child out there, you know, because you're already in enough pain. You don't need, that's the last thing you need to hear.
Yeah.
So just watch what you're saying.
Watch what you're saying, being respectful.
Yeah.
You know, and that last thing you said, you didn't see anywhere in the Bible that it said anything about hell. Let's remind everyone that Dante created the visions of hell that we know of in a fictional book, you know. And it took a lot of his life to write that. Great writer, but again, that was from Dante's fictional mind, not necessarily from the Bible. So,
Well, and I think misinformation.
Yeah,
we got to
there
be
you go.
really careful about that.
very, very much. So,
Yeah.
if you're going to preach a doctrine, especially if you're going
Right.
to tell someone or utilize it to help them in a time of need, know what you're talking about.
Definitely.
The third question I'd like to ask you is, we discussed moral and social connotation.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask you, what social connotations would you like to see changed in our culture, in our communities, in regard to suicide?
That it's a weakness. One of the things I heard, it was selfish. I've heard all kinds of different descriptions from people who have never been suicidal. I've been suicidal. The last thing I was at that moment was selfish. In fact, at that moment in my life, I thought that I was really causing a lot of problems for a lot of people. And that if I wasn't here, that maybe some of those problems would stop for them, and things would settle down. So I was looking at it as a solution. That's how mixed up I was at that moment. So I think we have to be really careful what we say at any time to anybody, especially when they're hurting. We got to be really careful when they're hurting. Just listen sometimes. I think trying to be experts on these things, we got to be real careful with that.
Yeah, I can feel you on that. I witnessed some of that.
Yeah.
We counseled each other as we've experienced things and so forth. So, let's move on to Clandestine episode 41. I want to really thank you for bringing this information, opening your heart up to our viewers, to our show, to me. It's been very healing for me as we've done this show and we've discussed this thing. And the last thing we want to close with is on this interview, Robert Candelaria, Chief Executive, right?
Chief Executive Officer.
And
Chairman of the board.
Winslow Guidance Associates,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
there's a lot of information we're going to share about Winslow Guidance Associates in the months and weeks to come, making changes in the community and so forth. But at this time, how do you think we can allow our society or one another to address or discuss suicide without being a taboo conversation?
It's funny you asked that tonight. I mean, because even within my own family, we've experienced, suicide and other deaths. 2 suicides in my family, immediate family, a brother and a son. And it's been a struggle within our own family to be open about it. It has really affected my family, in a big way. It's been very traumatic. It's been very difficult to speak about to each other. It's a tough place to be. I feel for any other families out there who have lost a loved one to suicide, man, because even within our own family, I noticed. So I had to tell myself, as I was going to do this interview tonight, like, well, but I had to check myself. Am I able to talk about this within my own family? And I noticed that I know that we're getting there. I know that it's been a long process. Just want to say hello to my family out there. I love you guys, thinking about you all the time. And we're gonna get through this together as a family, through all this pain that we've been through. But yeah, man, it's just opening the gates to discussion. Saying that, hey, today I hurt, I miss my son today. I had a memory today of him and, it made me cry. I miss him. I wish that I could talk to him. Being able to talk to the rest of the people in my family, and say that, do you miss him? What do you miss about him? Being able to talk about him still. I don't ever want to stop talking about him like he wasn't here. He was here. He made a difference. He made an impact. He was a light in this world. I know that there were people whose hearts he touched, and that will never be forgotten. Never be forgotten. The one thing I'll be quiet with this, but the thing that I thought about today, man, was that I heard of another young suicide last night. As the first thing I looked on Facebook, I got up about 3 this morning, and I went out there and I saw another young person suicide, and I just thought of my sons right away, and I thought about it. The greatest thing that they left me with was the love for him. That's the greatest thing I have left, is the love. It's never been taken. The hardest thing I miss is the love. that's what I miss the most about him is the hugs, the love, the smiles in their faces, hearing their voice tell me that they loved me, and me being able to tell them that I love them. So talk about it out there. Don't be ashamed to talk about it. If you're experiencing some pain, I know some parents out there that are going through what I've been through. Don't keep it to yourself. I'm in the field. I'm a counselor. I've helped a lot of people, and I caught myself holding it into myself and not talking about it. And now I'm starting to talk about it, and I'm starting to heal. So if you're out there and you're hurting, and you're a parent like me, especially if you're one of those men that's trying to be tough, man, talk to somebody. You don't have to hold that all in. It's going to affect the people around you. So talk about it, and so that we can move on and we can get this information and resources and make this not taboo to discuss anymore, man. Because we got to do something about this. Bottom line, we got to do something about this.
There you go.
We can't be quiet about this. And this isn't a trend.
Yeah.
I noticed a few years ago there was some songs that came out about suicide,
right.
and there was all these suicide prevention things that were going on, and like a lot of other things, they get these trends happen. But my son wasn't a trend. His suicide wasn't trendy. We'll forever miss him. We'll forever. I'll forever miss him. So this is never going to go away. We need to do something about it. Please don't forget about this cause. Please contribute. Please help out. Please support. Do the walks. Support what you can. Talk to the people that you know are hurting. Talk to those young people out there. Don't make them so different. They're not so different than we are. We were there at one time. They're not so different than we are. We think they are, but they are not so different than we are.
You got that right, Bob.
Yeah.
And earlier you brought a smile to my face, even a laugh, when I thought of my nephews.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, tell us their names, man. Tell us my nephew's name here.
Brandon Robert Chavez. He was just, we called him Bam Bam, because he was just this big kid when he was born, and he had these dimples, man, and he had this smile that just lit up a room. When he walked in a room, his eyes just lit it up, and he got you to smile on those days when you didn't want to, and also my son Aaron Miles Candelaria, who was actually passed away through an accidental overdose of opiates. We'll discuss it on another show, but
prescribed opiates.
Right, prescribed opiates. And Aaron, we were listening to some of his music, and I was thinking as I listened to two of his songs this morning, they were the last two songs he cut 2 days before he passed. And they were the best two that I had ever heard him do when he laid it down, man. And it was like, I thought, man, how did that flame get extinguished? Like, what a loss to this world that there wasn't more words and music that came out of my boy's heart, and poured out there and reached other people, because I think he had so much to say. Yeah. And I miss him every day. And his son, both of their sons look just like him, and they remind me so much of them. But Brandon Robert Chavez, always in my heart, man, forever. And Aaron Miles Candelaria. I used to say Aaron Miles full of smiles, because he was always smiling. And that's what I'll always remember about Aaron. Always smiling, always happy. So I try to keep that in my heart and on my face, because I know that they would both want me to be happy and doing what we're doing, man. I'm never gonna stop. I'm not taking a break until you help us, until you help Operation Peace Project. We've been doing this 12 years. We don't have funding. We haven't asked for outside funding. We've been carrying this ourselves. We've been going around to friends and family. They've been helping us out. The main thing is that we've gone out there. We don't care that we put our own money into this, because the message is so important to get out there. We haven't resisted that. But if you can help, if you can get the word out about us, please spread the word about Operation Peace Project, what Kano, Clandestine, and everybody is doing with us. I mean, we're trying to get out there. So please support the cause, man. Please support the cause.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, man, I'm really honored to be a part of this interview. Bob, Robert Candelaria here. You spoke Aaron's name, and I know I was sharing that moment with you listening to music. Yep. And you said miles and smiles of smiles, and that's definitely what Clandestine Live is about. We've created the show so we can bring entertainment because we know there's many factors that bring suicide to the surface, if you will. So I believe that a smile, a small moment, an interview, somebody hearing some information, just tonight interviewing you helped me even have a different outlook. Yeah. You know, you viewed a video, we showed a video with some of my heroes, you know, Kurt Cobain, different things. You talked about, you know, some of the connotations, social and moral. So I revisit what I thought about Michael Hutchins, Kurt Cobain, and you know, what did I think, and what did the media put out there? Yeah. Well, I just want to say this interview definitely helped me bring it back to where it is. It's in the heart. It's in human. It's about family. It's about friends. It's about music. It's about entertainment, stories, and seeking help, man. And help could be just calling your friend.
Yeah. And love.
That's right.
Love somebody, man. Just reach out.
We got a special video and a special guest coming up later. Neela Lee is going to share us an introduction to essential oils on Clandestine Live. Yeah. Neela also was on location out with a good friend of Chester Bennington, I believe, right? Or an associate of, out at Wookie Tattoo. So we're going to roll a little video. He did a bunch of tattoos for free, raising awareness for suicide prevention. Just the other day. And also, I believe he may have set a world record, the most tattoos given in one day in honor of suicide awareness and prevention. So let's roll that video, Wookie Tattoo.
Like, some of you out there are hurting and you feel alone, and I know you do. And somebody loves you. Like, there's somebody out there that loves you, man. Somebody cares. Believe me, somebody cares. You're not alone. You're not alone.
Did you set a world record? I don't know yet. What I did do is reach a lot of people today, and that's more important than anything. I've met some amazing folks that share a common issue, whether attempted, related, or befriended. It is an ongoing thing that just has needs to be talked about. We need to be past this taboo thing of not talking about the pain. Is this good for you? Just assuming here. So I think I made a record of my own, and that's all that matters to me.
Awesome. So do you have a personal?
Yes,
personal loss.
I've lost 3 of my cousins within 5 years of each other, and it's been crazy. And I've lost even more friends, and I've lost count. And you know, I've taken a lot of time to reflect on that, and that's what kind of led me to the conclusion of doing this, is that I wanted to get people talking in a positive fashion, and remove the stigma. So
that's awesome. So you guys haven't been open long here in Ahwatukee, and I hear that are you the only tattoo place?
Yes. Which we like to say is we're the #1 tattoo place in Ahwatukee.
Yes.
If you're going to describe it, why not describe it the best way possible? We've been received ridiculously well by Ahwatukee, and the fact that we've been welcomed and embraced with such open arms, and I just can't be more grateful.
Yeah.
And you know, we sit here and we do this, and the different Ahwatukee social pages, we're reposting our stuff, and so many people have come and shown up today. It's been just, I don't have a lot of words anymore to express the level of gratitude that I've gotten.
That's awesome. Well, doing events like this is definitely one for the books, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Clandestine Live episode 41. We're discussing suicide awareness and prevention here on Clandestine Live. We are presented by Operation Peace Project, 501c3 utilizing music, arts, and entertainment as a means to bolster the awareness and prevention of suicide. Well, speaking of arts, always honored and good to be out here sharing music, arts, and entertainment. Wow. Well, we had a huge electrical surge in the studio here. Something happened. I think it was our local Chicano badass has just got so much energy in his heart. Man, but speaking of Chicano badasses and relatives, I just want to give a shout out to my uncle, my good friend Jim Covarrubias. He's an Arizona artist, longtime painter, community activist, and organizer. Man, he's influenced me to become an artist in my life. I don't know if we can show this at all, Miguel, but he's got a show called Cool over at the Ice House in Phoenix. Shout out to Jim. He's helped Clandestine and Operation Peace through the years. Definitely inspired me to create a nonprofit. So shout out to Jim Covarrubias. I know a lot of the viewers, if you haven't heard of Jim, you've been under a rock somewhere, man. Okay. Right? He's out at the Ice House with Cool. So, well, Clandestine Live episode 41. Again, I'm honored to be here. Always honored to be a part of this number. The crew, we're live here from the Follow Your Bliss Media Studios, enjoying the air conditioning as opposed to our jam room that, a little bit different. We have Verde Video on the sticks here, man, taking care of our visions. Follow Your Bliss, Justin Vore, or is it Ustina Fiore? Right, that's his alias. And also back there on audio, what's up with Wakeman Audio? How's it going, Tony? How you doing tonight? Shout out. We have Elizabeth doing the switching. So we definitely have a full production going with Clandestine Live. We're not kidding around. We're going all the way, taking it all the way. And we have our in-house expert. I call her my expert because she introduced me to this way of life and to a way of life that has changed and brought quality in so many things. We want to bring an introduction to essential oils to Clandestine Live. Personally, essential oils have been a huge part of everything I do, whether it be topical, whether we put it into the air through a diffuser, or it's just the aroma, So it's got healing properties. So at this time, I want to bring and welcome special guest and my beautiful wife, Neela Lee, to talk about essential oils. How are you, Neela?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Should I call you Neela Lee the whole time?
No.
No?
Neela's fine.
Neela Lee on Clandestine Live.
Neela's fine, thanks.
Neela's fine? All right. She is fine, huh? Yeah, she's fine on here. We're here today to introduce Clandestine Live viewers and ourselves and to capture content about essential oils. And I may just smile and blush when I said you're our essential oils expert.
Expert,
right?
Right.
Well, to me, you have been my expert. I deal with chronic pain. I was in a motorcycle accident, so I've avoided using painkillers and opiates, and I can say that pain has been alleviated and helped through the use of essential oils. So, can you tell me a little bit? I guess it's trendy, if you will. You can Google essential oils. There's all kind of companies. There's people selling them and everything, but essential oils aren't new. Can you tell me a little bit about how essential oils have brought quality to your life?
Well, I call them God's medicine. It's nature's medicine, or a way to naturally keep healthy mentally and physically, and it's just, they work. I can't say much as a matter of, I have to be careful with the FDA, but personally, I was brought to the essential oils because I had a lot of pain, and a friend of mine introduced me to her oils, and it worked. It helped the pain, and it brought a whole quality of life into our family that we really needed at the time. So as far as positivity, helping improve our moods and our health. So
Yeah, I can attest to that. Both of our children, I know Sonora will grab the diffuser and get her favorite oils and set that up at night.
Help us sleep.
Right, help us sleep. After a long day or after a show without deep relief. I don't know if we can show that. You've seen different versions of that. But there's all these different blends that we're using, you know, and they're natural blends. Lavender, frankincense, you've heard these things, right? And there's also blends that I've enjoyed. Sacred Mountain, right? What else? Egyptian Gold I've been using recently.
Right.
Citrus
They're all
Fresh.
different blends that Young Living is the company that I use, and they make different blends. Gary Young was really invested in using his own, he calls it seed to seal. They are his own farms, and so he knows what happens from seed to seal of the oil bottle. So
well, that's hugely important nowadays because you can buy lavender oil, you can buy oil all over. You can go to the grocery store. There's a section in there with a, hey, Liz is yelling at you guys, man. hey, quiet on the set, man. I'm being serious here. No, but I was trying to say that you can go, I've seen even at the grocery store a little thing, and it'll say essential oils, right? But
it'll say 100%, but regulations only require them to have actually 10% of the plant, the oil in it, and most of the other stuff is additives and chemicals and stuff that you probably don't want to be ingesting through the air or skin or whatever.
Even though it smells
So,
good, right?
Right.
There's perfumes in it,
Oh,
etc.
it's noticeable.
Well,
It's
there's some of
definitely
these
noticeable.
oils you were telling me, like wintergreen, for instance, is in deep relief.
Wintergreen is
and
in
it has
deep
the
relief.
same properties as aspirin.
Aspirin,
right?
right. If you were to ingest some wintergreen, and it has to be pure wintergreen, obviously, but it has the same qualities as aspirin. Sorry, I forgot I need to kiss the mic.
Kiss the mic.
Kiss the
Is
mic.
that a new song?
Now I can hear
Yeah.
myself. Sorry.
Yeah, see, if you
Okay.
can't hear yourself. But look, something else we do too, look, we have our own air freshener. You don't have to get that scary.
You can spray it into the air. You can diffuse it. Inhalation, it's the best thing because it'll go straight to your brain. And smell is something, one of the senses you can't turn off is your smell. And so if you inhale it, it goes straight to your limbic system.
Nice.
And it'll...
Well, I've been out in the heat, and I've taken this with me before. And just
Yeah. Peppermint mist.
Peppermint, wintergreen.
Cools you off.
It,
Yeah.
right? What else do we have here? Look, we have one called Christmas Spirit. So, like, diffuse that after you
Oils-
put your Christmas tree up, or what?
Well, if you have fond memories of Christmas time, and like if you would get fresh trees, or your mom had cookies baking, or you had cinnamon in the air, that, I mean, it'll just bring you back.
Well, that's exactly
It
kind of
brings
why I
happy
grabbed
feelings.
Christmas. Is that's how I've used essential oils. Is I've used them to imprint myself too. So
Right.
if I want to feel good or I want to have a memory, you know, change how I feel, I will grab a certain scent and I'll play my favorite song while I apply that scent. Right.
Yes.
Imprint my psychology, myself. You know, health and wellness. This one here is trauma life.
Yeah, for those who have dealt with some trauma in their life, that's a way of, you can use them while you meditate and you try to, like you said, imprint better memories. And you can inhale them, you can diffuse them, you can apply them to your feet. That's a really fast way. If you don't care for a smell of one, but you want to use it for its benefits, then you can just apply it to your feet. There are different parts of your feet and your hands and your ears that you can apply them to that will hit specific body
Well, speaking of hit, I just took a hit of stress away here. A little.
It's a beautiful
little
scent.
dose, if you will. Stress away, right? Nice. So if I wanted to, right now, I could find your social media, right, for our viewers, and I could get a hold of you via
Yes.
inbox or whatever, and I could get a bottle of Stress Away, correct?
Yes.
You are a
Yes.
distributor of Young Living essential oils.
I am. Yes. Yes.
Yes, say it into the mic like
I am
an
a
announcer,
distributor
right?
of Young Living essential oils. Yes.
Okay, so don't forget to look up Neela Lee on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. We'll be showing her information. Shout out, man. Essential oils have brought quality to my life. They've brought healing. They've changed the entire energy of our household.
Yes.
So I definitely can.
They're awesome with depression. In regards to the Suicide Awareness Month, they say that negative emotions are the first thing that cause like some of these mental instabilities or even physical medical issues. And these will, in my opinion, I've experienced it, and there's research done where they will help improve your mood when used correctly. When you find the right one that works for you, you use it.
All right. Well, I just pulled out. This one's Into the Future.
There's a lot of
as
awesome
Alan's
blends.
giving me the hand signals to move on. We got more things to share. We have a
Into
lot
the
of things to
future.
share. We're gonna, catch the vibe of Into the Future. That was our introduction to essential oils. Our special guest Neela Lee.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Don't forget to kiss the mic next time.
Thank you. Yes.
All right, kiss the mic.
It's
If
a
you're ever
little-
on Clandestine
It
Life,
feels a little.
kiss the mic. That's our new hit
Kiss
song.
the mic. Come on now.
Kiss the mic. We're going to write another song called Kiss the Mat because we're promoting a lot of MMA events. I'm going to, move that into the rough MMA
like Kiss the
promo
Mic
right
better.
there. We're going to be out at Twin Arrows Casino October 6th. Tickets are available right now. You can get online, get your tickets. It's a beautiful resort. It's almost sold out. We literally have
Better buy 'em now.
just a few tickets left. Get online, get those tickets. Come and join us at Twin Arrows Casino. Yeah, and we're going to be releasing pay-per-view, I've been told, right? So we're going to sell the venue out. So you're going to have to get worldwide pay-per-view. Yeah, I believe Brad's been working on setting it up in Mongolia, in South America, China, Europe, the UK. You can watch rough MMA around the world, but better yet, get your tickets now. Twin Arrows Casino. It'll take us into the future. Roll that MMA promo.
We'll see you there.
Hey!
And we're back.
Did you
Clandestine
miss us?
Live. Did you see that MMA promo?
Oh my gosh.
Man, did you see them hit the mat?
I know, Kano, you're like a MMA commentator now, right?
I am. I told Crow
Put that on your
earlier,
resume.
I was like, you better put on your resume. You better call your grandma. You can say, Grandma.
Grandma.
You know, I've been working hard. I'm a MMA commentator.
Do you remember
thanks to
when we
Joel
went and saw
Lopez
Bloodsport?
C.J. Pittman, you know. Remember when we saw Bloodsport?
Remember when we saw that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
I was cage side at Rough MMA. These guys hit. You better wear eye protection, etc.
I usually do.
Otherwise, you're gonna look like this.
Oh, what happened?
That's right. Des and I were practicing. It's our 30-day fitness challenge. You
I
know,
had him in
our
a
quality of
chokehold. He
life.
started,
They were trying to box each other.
Yeah.
Poking me with his
Just like-
thumb. I'm like, Connie, you can't do that. This isn't.
You know.
Oh, no, I thought we said
This isn't
only
it.
groin shots.
It was
This
no
isn't
eye
it. You
gouging.
can't-
Only eye
no biting
gouging.
the groin.
Oh,
No eye
not.
That's my
Oh.
secret move, dude.
Whoops.
You get me down. I'm just gonna bite your groin.
I do the Bobby Hill.
Can
You just
that be a
scream-
soundbite?
Two-time
it is a
All-State
soundbite.
champion until they changed the groin rule.
Me and the production team.
And then I
came
got
up with
whooped.
that hold. It's called
I got smashed
Okay, I don't
by a
know
little
whether to
girl.
drink or speak here.
She even had balls to kick.
Yeah,
Still
crotch.
fucks me up.
Crotch biting is illegal in rough MMA.
Actually,
Can we
well,
check that? Can we get a check on that?
it's-
Google
you-
that. Call
Tender
Joel
MMA.
Lopez.
you can get to the butt, but you can't touch the crotch.
You.
That's what? That's not the rule. No,
Soft
I'm getting a
MMA.
no on that.
That's
No,
right.
Getting to know on that. But yes,
Tender MMA.
Crow is officially a MMA
I don't
commentator
know. That's
now.
that's crazy, man.
You're crazy. You're gonna have to get a suit, man. You can't be up there with Crow. We're up there in like these $2,000
Yeah, man.
suits, and he was in his clandestine shirt, I think.
I just went up there with all this knowledge.
That's why you're here, man. That was a good one. What do you say, Sonora?
That was
Burn.
clothed in knowledge.
Clothed knowledge.
That was closed knowledge. Yeah, that was all of
Clothed
that
in
Xbox UFC, Xbox.
I play
paid
PS4.
off, man.
I don't play
I
no
played a
Xbox.
lot of video games, bro. I know every one of those moves.
I know every I know every one of those combos. Triangle X square. He's hitting the triangle X square right now.
Well, you know, we're gonna patent our own superplex. Remember?
Oh, there was some superplex.
Superplex happened at Blue Water.
I know. We got it in the
patent that one.
octagon too, man. It was it's not soft. Let me
No,
tell you that.
man, no,
Threw
it
myself on the mat, and it was unforgiving.
Man. Yeah, not forgiving at all. It actually hurt worse than.
I'm glad I'm outside the
like
octagon.
Kind of felt like you
not
did,
inside.
Not really, man.
Not really.
Do the ladies
really,
ladies like the fighters, right? I see all the ladies around.
Well,
the
there's
fighters.
lovers and then there's fighters.
Oh,
so
it can't be both.
I don't know. No one's ever.
It's
Lover
2018.
of
I
a
can do
fight.
whatever I want.
Whatever fighter of the
want.
love.
No, you can be
I'm a
both.
lover of fight.
You can be both.
You can be both. Yep.
Yes, you can. Especially on Clandestine
You can have
Live. You can
both.
do anything you want. What kind of skit should we do?
We're gonna do a lot of skits.
A lot of skits.
Should we like give one
Fighters
out?
and lovers.
No, we don't want to give one out, do we?
Gong.
Yeah. Man, I had a
Play
great
him.
time out there, though, and it's
Spam.
been awesome creating the relationship with Joel Lopez and CJ and the guys from Rough MMA and the ladies from MMA Stalker. Aoki, the ring girl, was cool to hang out with. We were chatting, right? We did an interview. Well, I think we showed some of that.
Oh yeah, remember Jeff Way, the announcer? We did an interview with Jeff Way right before our first MMA event.
He's got the greatest
his
shoes
post
in the
today.
business, man.
He's got some slick ass
Shared his
suits
post.
too, man. He's always coming
right.
prepared, loud
Yeah.
when there's loud suits.
You know, I
Nice.
one of the cool things that I got to do is hang out with Mike Owens. He was so down there fishing the next morning. I went down to the river, you know, and just check it out and
Shout out to
enjoy
Catch
the,
any fish?
enjoy that. Yeah, he caught him the day before. He didn't have any luck that morning, but
So I
but he
shouldn't
was
take you
down there.
fishing then. Is
Yeah,
what you're
well,
saying.
no,
You're the
that
bad
Mike,
luck.
no, Mike. Yeah, not me. He
No,
was
not
the
me,
one
Mike
fishing,
Owens.
not me. But,
Well, they
yeah,
call
he-
fishing and not catching.
But no, he was in the ring octagon the night before, and next morning he's out
Casting his pole.
doing his thing, you know.
Nice, man.
Yep.
Well,
And
have you ever been to Twin Arrows, Dave?
I
been
have.
up that way.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice resort.
It
and
is.
It's one of the nicest, in especially if not the area, definitely in the state as well.
Yeah, it's like right on the river, and there's like a little marina right
Well,
there.
that's Blue
No,
Water.
that's
but I was
Blue
talking
Water.
about
Come
Twin
on now.
Arrows.
Twin Arrows. I haven't
Yeah,
been to Twin
you-
Arrows yet,
you
so
get
that's gonna be fun.
It's
Twin
gonna
Arrows.
be Casino Love.
October 6th.
Twin
October
Arrows,
6th,
you
I'm gonna
get
go
to
for
see
the first
peaks,
time.
the mountains.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Right, the Sacred Mountains.
Sacred Mountains.
Yeah,
Well,
just-
doesn't your brother live pretty close to there, Dave? Right?
Yeah, just north of there.
Just
little
north,
ways.
so you can from his place you can look over the peaks, right? San
You
Francisco
can see
peaks.
the peaks. You can see
Right.
all the it's beautiful country up there to look out and see, especially in the morning and the evening. You know that you can see all the silhouettes of all the different shapes, just numerous. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is beautiful, man. Well, we're broadcasting live from what would be considered the Old West right now, man. We're in
Oh, yeah.
Arizona, dude.
Arizona.
Got your 6-shooters out?
Nope. Left them at home.
I got my quiver, my bow and arrows.
Oh yeah. I got a knife.
Got a knife.
You got a
We're in the
knife?
Old West.
That's
Got
not a
my
knife.
That's no knife.
That's
That's a spoon.
That's a spoon, right?
It's not the
Clandestine
the
Live
spoon that bends.
is a
with
show
the
about
on.
entertainment,
Front and
crew.
bloody
I'm
spoon.
always entertaining.
Completely
to myself,
entertaining.
You know?
You know what I want to do right now before we go anywhere? I want to make sure we
No.
all get our phones out.
Oh man.
Follow, like, and share.
Because
How many shares
a few
we got
days
tonight?
ago, no, even better or even different. A few days ago, I threw out a fitness challenge or a quality of life challenge, right?
I remember that.
A 30-day challenge. I asked everybody to pick 4 things to do that you could track, something that would improve your quality of life. Is there anything? I saw that you went hiking, right?
Yeah, I went up to South Mountain. You know where the TV towers are, and then the other I don't know. I guess it's like an old structure up there.
Right, South Mountain, all the red lights that you see off to the south.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mountains
yeah.
over there.
That's so planes don't fly into them, right?
It's actually so when you're up above and you're flying in that astral place when taking your selfies on Instagram, it's so that you don't run into
Don't
it.
let them know that I have Chris Angel tactics, all right? I know how to levitate.
Well, I'm telling you, look, Clandestine Live 30-day freestyle health and wellness challenge, and she's just in time. She's just in time for the 30-day
health and wellness expert.
freestyle health and wellness challenge.
Semi-expert, quarter
Ashes
expert.
is here. We're going to pick 4 things that can be done consistently to
She made it
track
just
any
in time for the
progress
last
toward that goal. What's the goal, Dave? The goal is improving quality of life. Right? So some of the things I picked were, I'm going to attend at least one get-together or event, like a concert or a yoga get-together or meditation.
Ooh, let's go do yoga.
Something, right?
You guys want to do some kundalini?
Totally. I'm ready.
I've been wanting to do kundalini.
I'm ready. 2, I'm also going to do some cycling or walking, Dave. Can you even hear what's going on?
No.
Right? Because there's all this stuff. Right? Let's confuse everyone. But number 3, I'm also going to do some reading, studying.
Some reading, like a book?
Yeah, like a book. A fun book and a serious book. 4, also I'll write down some long-term goals. I'll reach out to some advisors or some people that can give me some advice, man. So 30-day freestyle challenge.
I've been trying to get it as much as the
quality
sun,
of life.
It's a good moment to get it before it goes away and gets super
That's right.
cold.
Well, the weather's getting good here in Arizona.
The goals to just tone up or lose
Tone up?
weight.
If that's gonna improve your quality of life, then that's what you should do. So that is one thing for myself. That's why I chose yoga to help with my pain management and also to get in better shape.
So yoga every day or yoga?
Yeah,
once
on
a
myself,
week,
I'll
or?
do it
every other
I
day.
should do a little bit every day, right? But
Moderation.
then once a week, I should attend some type of event. So you also have social interaction.
There is free yoga and more in the park.
Yeah, see, I've seen
Thursdays
that.
right before the show, actually.
Oh, nice. All right, I guess you're going to be seeing some content from free yoga in the park.
Free yoga in the park. Come out
What
with
do you
us.
think, Dave?
Join us.
Some of the things are. I heard.
Get
Dave,
your yoga pants, Dave. We're
Are
going
you
to the park.
improving your quality of life, dude? I heard there's a chopper involved.
Yeah, no, man.
Sick balls,
Tell
chocolate.
us about this. You're going vegan, finally!
He's getting,
Eat out of his
he's getting a
life.
vegan
I
vegetable
got
chopper.
I got a chopper, yeah.
What?
It's made by Harley Davidson.
Yeah, it's on 2 wheels.
Wait, you got a bike?
I got a bike. Yeah.
Wait, what kind of bike?
Well, that's coming on the next episode.
Wait, no,
but that's
no.
just a precursor. Dave
Well, give me a
may
model.
or may not be the
Give me
owner
a-
of a Harley Davidson.
Oh.
May or may not be.
Can we go shopping at
we
the
can't
Harley
officially
Davidson?
announce that yet. No, you and I are going to go to Ducati, dude.
I'm going to get that Ninja.
You get a Moto Guzzi.
Oh, you're going to Kawasaki.
I'm going to
Kawasaki.
Moto Guzzi.
I like saying Kawasaki.
I'm all over
Yeah,
Ducati.
got my first permanent girlfriend.
Oh.
Oh.
Tell us about this, Dave.
Yeah, we're going to bring it up when you sell her.
Yeah, no.
She's been giving me some problems.
Tinder
Before we
I always
bring
have
up
to
any
choke
of
her
that,
to get her
speaking of
started.
girlfriends, you got to act right if you have a girlfriend. And then if you move in with her, you got to really act right or
Gotta
she'll
act
kick you
right.
out, right? And speaking of getting kicked out, Liz
Shouldn't
is
put
over
the-
there on the button right now,
Oh,
dude.
man.
She's like about to push the eject button. You don't know it, but there's eject seats
We're
right
about
here.
to go to space.
We're going to get ejected from the Follow Your
We're going to
Bliss
get
studios.
blasted off in here.
I think she requested a song. And
What
we're
song was
out.
it?
What song do you
22
wanna-
minus 16?
Well,
What's
it's
that?
Suicide Awareness Month, and we're doing the show speaking about suicide. We had Robert Candelaria speaking about a personal interaction and personal. Man, I'm getting all emotional.
Yeah, shout out to Bob. That was
Right.
real powerful.
Shout out to Robert,
Yep.
my brother. And then we brought Neela Lee on, and it was our introduction of essential oils to Clandestine Live.
I'm getting older now, Kano. I'm
You are,
gonna
man.
I'm gonna have to start using essential oils just
Episode
to
41,
maintain my good feelings,
That's
good
right.
health feelings. Gonna have to start doing some touch butt in the park, all
You're gonna
kinds
have
of
to
stuff,
set
really.
that. Notice we're diffusing essential oils now,
You
so
need-
let's
you need
play
to
a
kiss
song.
that mic, brother.
Kiss that mic, dude. Let's play a song, man. Years ago, I wrote these lyrics when I was a very young man, Crow. I was like 16 years old, I think.
My age. Wow.
And I sat down and I wrote these lyrics, and I was contemplating things, you know. And the first thing I wrote, I'm trying without dying. So, Suicide Awareness Month, and specifically the suicide episode, suicide awareness and prevention episode. Let's send this song out 7 miles to anyone out there hurting. As human beings, there's always times that you feel you're not alone, though. Remember, you can pick up your phone. You can walk out your door. You can knock on your neighbor's door. You can say hello to a friend.
And
Just do
we're
something.
all here too, man.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Call Crow because
me.
he's there, man.
Get on my Instagram. Hit me up.
Right.
We'll chat. We'll
Inbox
talk.
Dave. We'll meet you out there, man.
Maybe we'll jam a little.
Yeah, that's right.
I know everyone here wants to jam.
Been trying without dying. Been trying without dying. What is it I must see? I still recall, I remember when I lived in 7 Mile. The long cold hallway, the small, small, small white tiles. I remember it all. Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Rivers right before me. Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Never have I been so free. Free. What is it that you're thinking? What are you trying to be? What are you trying to see? And what have you seen on that path you've been on? What have you seen? Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Rivers right before me. Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Never have I been so free. Free. Apache. Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Rivers right before me. Rows and rows of mountains, rivers right before me. Never ever been so free. Free. Free like an Apache.
You're free to be. Clandestine Live and episode 41. We're going over a little bit on the hour here, Dave, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what?
It's all right.
Fuck time.
We'll get to 3 hours, 4
We're
hours.
we're
one
okay.
of these days.
You know what?
Time,
That song,
winter time.
that song there, Kano, man. It included your dad. You know, and that's something that's always been special to me about that song. You know, good old.
Sure. You know, the show Clandestine Live, you've heard us say that it's health and wellness. You've heard us say online variety show. You've seen us go to different places, and we've talked about entertainment a lot, right? We've touched on Reiki. We've touched on different modalities. We have essential oils here. And we're almost a year into this, 41 episodes, Crow.
Coming up in this December, right?
Yeah.
We
And
were debating on when it was, but we did start it last year.
yeah.
Like right at the tail end, we're doing our Christmas stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Giving all those
Like
toys
December
away.
20th or
That's how
something
we were
like
like, became a little podcast.
Right.
Little variety show over
Variety
here.
show. And here we are, episode 41. You know, but together we did a call out just a little bit previous to the beginning of the show. And we've talked about it a lot. We did a heartfelt spiritual call out, prayerformance call out, if you will, and it's been termed by our friends. Prayerformance, what is that? It's intently performing. Maybe perhaps intently singing a prayer, dancing a prayer, playing a prayer.
What is prayer forming?
Well, before we hand them the mics, I also want to say, and they're going to explain to us what prayerformance is, but we're going to take this little moment to introduce, because we have a segment this week with Ash and Serene that we show every week.
What?
All right, we do. But we also
I hear
have
some
been
people's
sharing
favorite little bit.
a brand new show. And there's a brand new show that's airing and showing Sundays at 8 p.m.
Ooh, brand new.
Yeah, but it's
Are you guys
brand new.
going head to head with the Simpsons?
Well, they're blowing the Simpsons out of the water, dude. The Simpsons were on their show last week. You should
really?
have saw, dude. Yeah.
Cowabunga,
But
dude.
The Simpsons.
you
down
got to
the
check
street,
this out.
Ron and
Clandestine
Bill.
Live is all entertainment, right? It's all goofing around. We did a Blazing Saddles skit. We've done Benny Hill stuff. We're having a great time, right? And we're being goofy. But a lot of times our friends,
Join the
Ashes
Space
and
Force.
Serene, have brought us to the center again, reminding us to breathe, reminding us to be intentful. With that, there's a brand new show, and if you watch that, there's a lot more information and things that we're not sharing on our health and wellness show that will be directly impactful to your health and wellness. There's modalities. They're going to be bringing guests on that you can reach out to and change your life, quality of life. So with that, they have microphones. Tell us about it. Starts with a spark, and then introduce this week with Ash and Serene.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that beautiful snippet. Yes, so it starts with a spark. Oh, thank you.
I know, look at who's
feels
here,
really
guys.
good to be back here with you guys. Really, it does. I've
feel
been in
complete.
school, so in case no one knew where I was, I'm in the classroom. Actually, we had a class at Sweet Tomatoes today. It was hilarious. But anyways, so it starts with a spark. Essentially is a show that we're doing where we bring on people that are living their passions, living their purpose, and they're doing it in a way that is beneficial to the world and to their communities and to their lives. And we're really just highlighting that and promoting what everyone's doing. And in turn, by bringing these people on that are doing these amazing things, and really it's inspired by all of the amazing people we've brought on this show, we can inspire other people to want to get those healing modalities, to want to know more about them, to want to express themselves in the way that they want to. And so we hope that through our content and through the tools that we provide, upcoming with like webinars, and we plan on doing programs and things like that, and that will come with practice and time and sitting down and putting all the business plans and everything together. But really it's just to get as much information out there as possible so that people know that there are options. We want people to be able to find what it is that can help them, heal them, make them feel the best that they possibly can, whether that's through music, art, entertainment, or healing modalities, or creating a business themselves, doing whatever. We just want them to be inspired. So
Well, excellent.
Also, something I want to add is for people to find that community. And I know a lot of what we do is based out of Arizona, but it's also to inspire other people in other places to start building that community, and so that we're not doing this healing work alone.
Nice. Well, with that being said, without further ado and more videos, but tune in Sunday, 8 p.m. You can find it on Facebook, correct?
We're on Facebook right now. We do have an Instagram. It starts with a _spark, and we are working on our YouTube channel as well, so you can find us on there. And we do have a song.
I heard this composer was writing a song for you.
Maybe we could have that lead us into.
Okay, yeah.
Can we have that lead us into?
Yeah, lead us into this week with Ash and Serene, little piece.
Igniting passion and fanning the flames. Oh yeah, it starts with a spark. Encouraging play, empowering lives. Oh yeah, it starts with a spark. Oh yeah, it starts with a spark. Oh yeah, it starts with a spark.
Oh. Bitchin'.
Woo!
Oh, yeah, Clandestine Live episode 41. We're bringing it to a close. We almost went 2 hours, Serene. We're almost at 2 hours of information and content. We had 2 guests. I want to thank Robert Candelaria. I said his name wrong. What the heck, man? Robert Candelaria and Neela Lee. He's my brother. I got to say his name right, man.
Bobbert.
Robert Candelaria and Neela Lee, special guests on Clandestine Live episode 41. Hey, we're not messing around, man. We got a sister show called It Starts With a Spark. We'll be back live again. I think we're going to start moving to Wednesdays live now, though. Can't be competing with the NFL and all, right? That's right. Don't forget to follow, like, and share. Yeah.
What show is this?
Follow, like, and share. Should we just jam
like and share?
Yeah. Follow, like, and share. It's the follow, like, and share song. Ready? Here we go, yeah. Clandestine life, 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 clandestine life.
What should they be doing, Connor?
Follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share.
Better be hitting those buttons.
Follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share. Clandestine Live, episode 41. We'll see you next time. Don't
Maybe
forget,
we'll be back Wednesday.
we're going live on Facebook,
Thursday.
Instagram, YouTube.
Just wasn't working out, you know.
Follow, like, and share. Clandestine Live.
I love
Peace
this
out.
show.
Destine and what they're doing for the community and kids today cannot be beat.
It's not about fame, it's not about power, His love is our true